Today's topic is power and how you can get more power into your golf swing with a very, very simple drill that you can do anywhere. So welcome back to the Forest of Arden, where we're talking about power, we're talking about speed, we're talking about how to get energy out into the golf club to ultimately help you hit the ball further. And the move that we're going to talk about and discuss in this video is demonstrated by almost all of the longest hitters that you're going to see out there. So in this particular video, we're going to be learning about rotation, we're going to be learning about extension, we're going to be learning about connection and structure, and all of those things can be incorporated into one drill, and it's actually quite simple to perform as well, so it's really going to help you. Just before we get started and get into that little exercise, if you're new here, not a subscriber, it is absolutely free. There is a link which you can click on in the description box down below, and once you've done that, just click the little bell icon as well. It just means you'll be notified each time I do upload a new video. So we're talking specifically in this video about what you can do through impact and what we tend to see the best players and the strongest players do. So for this particular video, we're kind of looking at this last parallel position here where the hands are somewhere over that trail thigh, and how we move from this part of the golf swing through to this part of the golf swing here. And you know, we do see all types of weird and wonderful movements in terms of golf swings, but many of the world's best are fantastic through this area here. All you're going to need to do this is some rubber tubing. Now this one I've got here has got a couple of handles on it, which does help, but you don't need handles. You can just do this with anything, and you can buy this from almost anywhere. So what we're going to get you to is take your normal starting position. It doesn't have to be around a golf ball, but it kind of does help. And you're just going to take your trail foot and you're just going to hook it over that tubing. And you can see how when I hold this, I've already got a little bit of tension in that, and that's how you need it to be. So it's set up, there needs to be a little bit of tension in there. Now, if we got many of you to try and move this sort of handle here through, almost taking it through to a golf swing finish, many of you would start to make this movement here, where you can see the left arm is bending and I'm not really rotating much through my body at all. These golfers would tend to have the very static body movement. They tend to have the kind of elbows separating, that chicken wing type look. So the exercise here is to try and keep some connection between your upper arm and your chest. So I'm really sensing that connection through there. I'm really going to try and feel like my head stays the same height. And I'm going to try and take my chest and my belt buckle and I'm going to rotate those towards the target. And I'm going to try and make this part of the tubing move through to its finished position. So that would look a little bit like this. So as you can see, when I'm doing this, I'm starting to rotate my belt buckle, I'm starting to rotate my chest, I'm keeping that connection through here, and that's putting a lot of tension through this tubing. And I'm starting to just raise my trail heel by a small amount. Now as I do that again, you'll notice that my head isn't really moving. My head is staying pretty much in the same position. So what I've got here is I've got rotation through my body, I've got extension through my hips and through my upper body, I've got connection through my arm and my body, and generally those things will help me have structure in my arms. Nothing wrong with putting your right hand down there as well and having that to the side of it, and we can start to feel what that would be like. But the sensation I'm having here is that I'm trying to put tension through this band by what my body's doing, versus many of you will be doing this through what your arms are doing, this kind of chicken wing movement through here. That chicken wing movement is very, very common. It's very, very weak. It's very, very inconsistent, and it's something we want to try and get away from. So that little tubing exercise is fantastic to give you the sensation of what should be happening through that hit. So in a golf swing, when we get to this part of our delivery, it's the body that now starts to really rotate, extend, and enable me to keep these arms connected and extended. Like I said a minute ago, many of you who are experiencing weaker shots and poor shots, the arms are going to be taking over, they're going to be sort of separating, and this is, not only is it weak and not very powerful, it's also inconsistent in terms of strike, because we're changing the radius of the golf swing, the distance between the club head and you, and that can be, as you can imagine, quite detrimental to your contact and your consistency. So the little takeaway from that would be to place yourself in this position and just have some movements when you're trying to replicate what you were doing a moment ago. I can really feel like that tubing would be joining my foot and my hand. I'm really trying to create the same sensations here that I had a moment ago with that tubing. I would absolutely take that through to a little exercise then, and I'm going to hit this shot trying to create the same feelings through impact. So that ball's only going to go 70, 80 yards, but again, I'm trying to create this kind of look and this movement through my delivery and through my impact, and that's how we're going to start to create that movement with a little bit more speed. The power in your golf swing, the power that gets out into that golf club head, comes from lots and lots of different places. The real emphasis in this drill is using the body. The extension, the rotation, and the push using the ground are really where we're focusing our attention in this exercise, this drill, because those movements can really place a force on the grip, which ultimately accelerate the club head down into impact. We could talk about that topic in a lot more detail. We're going to keep it fairly simple, but the more force that you apply through the handle in the correct way, the more speed we can apply to the club head. And that's really what we're doing in this video. So extension, rotation, connection, and structure. All of those things you can help and you can attack with that little exercise. And the beauty of that is you can do that anywhere. You can do that in your front room, in your office, at the driving range, wherever you may be, because it's a great little exercise to help you sense and feel what you should be doing through impact to get more power into your golf swing. Thanks for watching. Really hope that video was helpful, and certainly if you're in a place in the world like we are here in the UK where it's cold, it's winter, you can't get on the course, that is a superb little exercise that you can do over the winter to get yourself ready for next season. Thanks for watching. Usual stuff is down below, and as I always say, if you think you know someone who could benefit from this video, please share it with them. Please leave a comment and a like down there if you did like the video, and click that subscribe button if you're not a member of our community. It is absolutely free. I'd love to have you along for the journey. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you back here again soon.